Now let's talk about the movie mode. So actually, before I go into that, if you don't like to shoot movies, on the OMD you can assign the record button to something else. Whereas on the NEX-7 it's locked in, as of now, the firmware is locked in for movie shooting. So this sometimes you do accidentally press, so that's kind of annoying. But if you do shoot movies, both shoot 1080p. This one, however, does 60 frames per second, whereas this one cannot. However, this brings me to another point, which is in-body image stabilization. So the OMD's IBIS is very good. So from my shooting, this one offers 4 to 5 stops sometimes of vibration reduction, whereas Sony's one depends on the lens. So in real life, this one, when you shoot a movie, it's almost like you have a steady cam, whereas this one you still get some jitters and some shakiness in it. So if you prefer smooth motion video, this one is a lot easier to achieve that than the NEX-7. In terms of movie quality, they're really about the same, 1080p, about the same bit rate, and stereo sound. You could attach a mic here on the NEX-7 for external audio recording. On the OMD there is no mic input, however you could use the accessory port here to attach proprietary mic. So the other thing I want to mention is the menu system of the two cameras. The OMD is somewhat logically laid out, but there is a humongous menu in the custom section. There's just A through, I think, K, and each one has multiple sub options, so it's highly configurable. I think Olympus just crammed everything else into this custom menu, and yeah, so it kind of works, but the other parts are relatively organized. On the NEX-7, this has been the same menu system for a while, and it's not very logical at all. Some things that are in camera should really be in setup. Some things that are in setup should be in brightness, color, and I don't know, it's just very illogically laid out, and setup is very long, and then you have to scroll through to get the thing you want. After having used it for a while, I still don't know where some items are. So this could use some organization. So these two cameras, as you can imagine, are very similar, right? They're the flagships of their class. There are several things that are very similar indeed between the two, and those are image quality, first of all. So if you look at review sites, you'll see that image quality is very similar. This one's 16 megapixels, this one's 24, of course, so you get high resolution, but when viewed on the monitor, from my experience, both cameras give pretty equal image quality. As for high ISO, those two are very similar as well, and you can confirm that from online review sites. Battery life, also very similar, so each is about 400 shots. This one stayed at 330, but in real use I get about 400, and this one you get about 400 as well. And of course price, this one with the 12 to 50 millimeter kit lens is $12.99 US, and the NEX-7 with the 18 to 55 is $13.49, so again very close. Of course you get a slightly better or more versatile lens, 12 to 50, that's weather sealed, also has macro mode and electronic zoom, whereas this one is fairly basic in comparison. But overall, price wise, they're about the same. So image quality, ISO, battery life, and price, these two cameras are very similar. So the OMD EM-5 and the NEX-7 are very similar in many ways, but a major difference is beyond the two cameras, but the range of lenses you can get. So this is micro four thirds, and there are a lot of lenses available right now from Olympus and Panasonic, also third-party manufacturers. Whereas for Sony, right now there's mostly just a few lenses available, and there's maybe a handful of third-party ones, but such as Sigma. But really, the lens selection is very poor for Sony. This might change in the coming years, but at least as of now, the time of the video, you have a lot more selection with the Micro Four Thirds system. Also, the quality of the lenses of the Micro Four Thirds system is can be very high. There are a few lenses such as the Leica 25mm, the Panasonic 20mm, and the Olympus 12mm, 45mm. Those are exceptional lenses. Same cannot be said for the kit lens, which is 18-55, and the 16mm of the Sony system. The 50mm E-mount is fairly good that I read. I haven't tried them out myself. Also, the Zeiss 24mm is pretty good, so it seems, but that is priced at $1,000, so it's beyond the reach of some users. So in terms of lens selection, it's a no-brainer. If you want to have a collection of lenses for different scenarios, the OMD is the way to go because there are a lot more lenses to choose from, and good lenses too. So if you were to ask me about which one I would choose, there are obviously certain criteria that it's kind of arbitrary, like price. These two are about the same. Image quality, battery life, autofocus, approximately the same. This one's slightly faster, but really when it comes down to choosing the two, I will probably pick the Olympus OMD EM-5, mainly because of the lens selection, and also because in each category, the NEX-7 doesn't really excel over the OMD by very much or at all. So there's not one thing that I can think of that the NEX-7 is a lot better at than the OMD EM-5. So for about the same price, I would choose the OMD EM-5. Of course, that's my own personal humble opinion, so yours might differ. But hopefully the rest of this video has helped you decide which one is better for you personally. Maybe you like shooting movies at 60p, or maybe you like the grip of the NEX-7. Maybe you shoot in rainy weather a lot. So it's really up to the user. I would choose this one, but you might choose another one. So overall, I hope this video has helped you make a decision of which camera is the right one for you. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.